500 yards away. You pull in the driveway, you go this way, you're at Lowe's. You go this way and you're at Walmart. So the in-between is just minimal. And the Walmart down here, or down there, does carry those pops that I like. Now they only have the one flavor, which I'm not crazy about, but I like it, I enjoy it. Because I got to get off the ice cream, because that is killing me. I mean, really. So I got to get off the ice cream. I'm slowing down, but I'm finding my need. I want to go back. You know, I want to have something going on. You know, it's almost like smoking. You have the hand-to-mouth habit. It's not so much what it is. So, you know, at that point, I'd rather put, you know, a 50 calorie or 30 calorie popsicle in my face than a bowl of ice cream. So, if I want to pick through the course of the night, it's easier to pick with. So, that's what I'm thinking of doing, going there. Now, on the other side of the coin, Wallingford, which is about 15 to 20 minutes, supposedly the Wallingford Walmart has all the popsicles, all of them, and all the flavors. And they seem to be in stock according to their website. So I'm thinking of maybe just driving out to Wallingford and picking up maybe 20 bags, 25 bags, you know, even a dozen of each. I don't care. You know, that would be 36 bags, but you know, and there's 12 to a bag. But this here way, at least I don't have to keep driving all the way to Wallingford all the time. You know, so all right. Anyway, that's about where we're at today. Got the emails working. This is just going to be a few minutes of bullshit. Got the emails working. Talked to a guy yesterday from the Philippines. Really helpful. Funny to talk with. You know, I mean, he was cracking him off. I was cracking him off. You know, and it was, it was actually an enjoyable conversation. It's like I was talking to a friend that I'd known for a long time, and at the same time we're getting things done with the emails, which was great. So I got my emails working. Had to change a few things. Thunderbird, and it's only because I wanted to use Thunderbird. If I used their program, all I do is I put the email in that I want to have, you know, so I make up my email, and once I put it in, it goes into their little mail program, and as long as I click on that, I got it. But I like using Thunderbird. So Thunderbird doesn't always find the settings automatically, and they kept telling me it doesn't exist, doesn't exist, doesn't exist. So I said, well, okay. So that's why I called up, and when I called them up, talking to this guy, and he says, nah, he says, let's go through the settings. I said, all right. So after going through them, I said, okay. I mean, there's only like 10 settings, so it's not a big deal. You know, you have your input and your incoming and outgoing, your IMAPs and your SMTPs. But meanwhile, got that done. Bam, started working. I said, well, it was a wonderful day. So now I had to go into the Coast Guard page so I can change my email. Well, I don't know what I used for a password. Now the only reason why is because over the last 25 years or so, whatever it's been, every time, and then plus they made changes. So there was one was you go in, you sign in as a member, that's it. You use your so-called serial number, you know, and at that point, you know, and a password. Well, I know what that password is because I can get in and out of that page. And then they had one for the a learning center. I think that's what it was. And I went in there, I put the password in, and it tells me that I needed to create an account. So I said, oh. So I put in my serial number, which it wants, and I put the same password in. And it wouldn't take it. So I had to put a different password in. Bingo, it took it. And this is, I don't know why I'm having all these problems with this. Then there was another one I had to get into, part of it. Meanwhile, there's like 3 or 4 different parts where I have to sign in. And for some reason, I had to use a different password. And then at one time, I lost. Well, I didn't lose. What had happened was one of my phones broke. The screen stopped working. What the hell did I do with the phone? It wasn't this one. It was back a couple of years ago. One of my screens, it stopped working. So I just couldn't, it didn't have nothing to do with it. So I call them up, Samsung, and he says, "Oh, get it to us. We get it back in, like 3 days from the day they get it. They work on it that day or the following day, and then they send it back." So he says, "It shouldn't take any more than a week." I said, "Oh, great." Well, the problem being was I had no way of touching the screen to remove anything. And so I had to send it back. Well, my passwords were in it. So that's another reason why I don't like to give out information. When they ask, they want this and want that, so you can download an app. I don't do that because I have my passwords in here as well. So I like to keep my passwords as well as protected, if not more, than my contacts. Because even my contacts, if they ask for that, I'm not going to give it out. But, so I had to send it back. Well, once I sent it back, it's got my passwords in there for everything. And at this point, I had 270 something passwords. Yeah, and so this is why passwords confuse me, because, I don't make it a habit of using the same password for everything. And even though I'm not on the computer much, I'm on it enough to where I'm in a lot of places that need passwords. So I had to start changing a lot of the passwords. Some I don't care about, but at this point, I had to make changes. So I made changes, and I changed all those with them as well. But I kept the old ones in there just in case I needed it for some reason or another. Well, the problem being is now I don't remember which was the new and the old because I didn't have the brains at the time to mark the old ones as old, or the new ones as new, or just take a separate sheet and copy one sheet old and one sheet new. And so at that point now, every time I try to get into this one page, it keeps timing me out because I'm trying like 9 or 10 different passwords. So I'm going to have to get a hold of Joyce, and or I'll get a hold of the commander over here and let her get a hold of them down there and see if they can make the change down there. And then I'll make a new change on my passwords up here. And then they changed the system last year. In the midst of the pandemic and everybody being shut down, they were in the middle, this is the Coast Guard Aux now, of changing everything in their system, in their aux data. They redid the whole aux data. Well, this really helps out now because you got everybody working from home, so they're not right there with one another. Now you're trying to do FaceTime, with Zoom, and then you're trying to do what you're doing. So if you don't have multiple screens going on, it could be a pain in the ass. So, all right. Well, that's enough of that. So the emails are working, good thing. A lot of things are done here, good thing. I'm going to stop bullshitting, go plug in the charger, and we'll take a walk out to the van so I can get that finished off. I did decide, however, to take that bar that I made, that power bar, and I'm going to put the fuse box back up under there. It doesn't hurt anything. The wire is there. It'll be a lot easier instead of making sure that every time I put something in there that the fuse is in line. Because sometimes the inline fuse, you have it under the carpet, you know, it separates a little bit, or somebody steps on it and it breaks, or it's easier just to have a straight wire underneath the carpet and have the fuse in the fuse box. I am going to look for a smaller one though, because I don't need the big one. I only need like a little 6-banger. It almost, well, you know what, it may be better for me just to order one. Well, I'm going to unplug you here, which means it's going to turn off. Hold on a minute. Okay. I got the body cam on, but I got my sloppy neck shirt on, my bacon neck shirt. So, I really thought I had more fuse boxes back here. And right now the wife is taking a nap. We had a little bit of an episode yesterday with Jem and Tucker. And it got a little heated, and she gets nervous, and that kind of just wore her out for a while. Now this is the one I used to have under there. And this is the other one that I have. These are way too big. I don't need these. I have another one up here, but that's just as big as those. So I don't need these big old fuse. I know what I should do. I should put these all in a container because they don't fit in the drawer. Then I can put them all in there and not have to worry about it. And then I can use this tray for something else. Alright, now there's no fuses in that. That's just, I have these, but these only take 2 fuses. However, what I was thinking of doing is possibly dropping the key. Okay, come on, where'd you go? I'm not going to worry about you for now. Let me just move them over. I have these fuses in here as well. And I got this breaker. But I hate to put the breaker under there and still have to worry about the fuses. These fuse holders are good, but they're made for the heavy wire, so I really don't want to waste them, you know, for each individual one and have a bunch of these under the seat. So, you know, for all intended purposes, having a regular fuse box under there would be the best way to go. Now, what the hell is this thing? Oh, that's just a pop off a spool. And I showed you these the other day. I have these, but these are only a 2-banger. And this again is for heavy amp stuff. And I don't want to use 4 of these to do something that it doesn't justify 4 of. You know, because the other thing is, these things are not cheap. So, that's the story. So maybe I will not do anything on the van right now and order a couple of those 6-bangers. You know, and I just used one the other day. Well, it wasn't the other day. A few days back I did use one. I don't think I have any hanging up anywhere. And those are timers. There's some more of those heavy-duty throw switches. Why do I have that one back there when it should be up there with those? I have no idea. Another set of plugs, more throws, antennas. These are timers and light sensors. That's 110 volt stuff. This is a 12 volter. That's an antenna, amplified antenna for AM, FM, and short wave. So now that I'm telling you everything I have, what I don't have is what I need. Is that fuse box. And I do have one over here. It's just that I hate to take it apart or take it down and have to put it back up again when a new one comes in. Not sure what I'm talking about. I think I put it in here. Maybe worth me taking this one right here. That's all I need under there, is that. And it has a cover for it, a clear cover, because if the fuse blows, the light will light up. How hard would it be for me to take that down? Well, there's nothing hooked up to it yet, so it's just a matter of a couple of screws to take it off there, and I'll take that end off and put a boot on it, and then I'll order another one and put it up there again, I guess. At least I can get the van done. And seeing that I put it there, but I'm not using it just yet. See, this one is a fuse box that's hooked up through the throw switch here. You know, so this one, when I shut the switch off at night, that's off. This fuse box is constant. It's always on. As long as the power is on, it's on. And that's the only reason why I put it there.